Welcome to this video on how Jordan Peterson has positively impacted the mental health of hundreds of thousands of men around the world, the controversy surrounding his work, and how Canada is wrongfully trying to take his psychology license away. Love him or hate him, there is no denying that Jordan Peterson has made a significant impact on the lives of countless men who were struggling with mental health issues. His message of personal responsibility and self-improvement has resonated with so many people, and his books, lectures, and podcasts have become a source of inspiration and motivation for people all over the world. But with his success has come controversy, and in this video, we're going to take a closer look at both the positive and negative aspects of Jordan Peterson's work, as well as examine the attempts to silence him by the Canadian government. So buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Jordan Peterson is a Canadian clinical psychologist, cultural critic, and professor of psychology at the University of Toronto. He rose to fame after publishing his book, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, in 2018, which became an international bestseller. Peterson's teachings have positively impacted the mental health of hundreds of thousands of men around the world. His lectures, books, and podcasts have helped many men struggling with depression, anxiety, addiction, and other mental health issues. Peterson's advice on personal responsibility, meaning, and purpose resonates with many men who feel lost and disconnected in the modern world. You should start to take care of yourself, like you're someone you're responsible for helping. You need to make sure that you have some respect for yourself. You take care of yourself like you're a valuable thing in the world, and that you have something to offer other people, that you're responsible to them, and that you're a productive member of society. You need a purpose in life. You need to have something that you're aiming for, and you need to be honest. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is a powerhouse of inspiration and knowledge, a true leader that has transformed the lives of hundreds of thousands of men worldwide. His teachings on personal responsibility, meaning, and purpose have empowered men to take control of their lives and strive for a better future. Peterson's books, podcasts, and lectures have provided hope and direction to those who were lost in the chaos of modern society. His message resonates with men who are tired of being told that their masculinity is toxic and that they should be ashamed of their innate qualities. Peterson's teachings remind men that they have a purpose, that they are valuable, and that they should never give up on themselves. If you want to improve your mental health, the first thing you need to do is clean up your room. Take care of the details of your life. You need to start with the small things that you can control and then move on to the bigger things. You need to take responsibility for your life, and that means cleaning up your room. Jordan Peterson. If you want to improve your mental health, you need to take care of your body. That means eating healthy food, getting enough sleep, and exercising regularly. You need to take care of yourself like you're someone you care about. Jordan Peterson. Jordan. Peterson's advice has helped men overcome personal struggles and improve their lives in various ways. For instance, in his book, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, he discusses the importance of taking responsibility for one's life, establishing order and structure, and pursuing meaningful goals. By following these principles, many men have reported feeling more in control of their lives, experiencing a greater sense of purpose, and achieving personal growth. One example of how Peterson's advice has helped men is the story of a man who struggled with addiction, depression, and a lack of direction in his life. Through Peterson's lectures and writings, he was able to find purpose and meaning, establish daily routines and habits, and cultivate a sense of responsibility and accountability for his actions. As a result, he was able to overcome his addiction and depression, and he now leads a fulfilling life filled with meaningful relationships and purposeful work. Another example is a man who struggled with anxiety and social isolation. Through Peterson's teachings, he was able to confront his fears and take meaningful action towards building social connections and pursuing his passions. By embracing responsibility, he was able to develop a stronger sense of self-worth and self-confidence, and he now leads a more fulfilling and connected life. These are just a few examples of how Peterson's teachings have positively impacted the mental health and well-being of men around the world. His message of personal responsibility, purpose, and meaning has resonated with many, and his advice has helped countless individuals to overcome personal struggles and achieve personal growth. You need to surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up, not bring you down. You need to find people who share your values and who are going to support you in your goals. You need to build a community around yourself that's going to help you improve your mental health. Jordan Peterson. While Jordan Peterson has undoubtedly helped many men improve their mental health, his ideas and views have also sparked intense controversy and criticism. One of the main criticisms of Peterson is his views on gender and his opposition to what he calls compelled speech. Peterson has spoken out against the use of gender-neutral pronouns, arguing that it is a threat to free speech and individual liberty. This has led some to accuse him of being transphobic. Jordan Peterson has been a vocal critic of legislation in Canada that would require people to use preferred gender pronouns for transgender individuals. He argues that this violates his freedom of speech and that the government has no right to force him to use language he doesn't agree with. The idea that sex and gender are completely malleable, that's an idea that's being foisted on us by people who have a particular political agenda. And I think it's dangerous, I think it's foolish, and I think it's unnecessary. Jordan Peterson. I don't believe that people can change genders. I think that's a psychological and biological impossibility. So I won't use the made-up words that other people require me to use. We need a word for the biological sexes, and there's only two of them. Jordan Peterson. Peterson has also been critical of efforts to allow children to transition to a different gender, arguing that they are too young to make such a decision, and that parents and doctors should not encourage it. He has expressed concern that some parents may be pushing their children towards gender transition as a way of expressing their own ideological beliefs. Peterson's views on these issues have been controversial and have been the subject of intense debate. Some people argue that his stance is discriminatory and harmful to the transgender community, while others argue that he is defending freedom of speech and critical thinking. We have to be careful with the language that we use, because language is a tool that we use to represent reality. And if we use language in a way that doesn't represent reality, then we're going to be in trouble. Jordan Peterson. Gender identity is a belief system. It's a set of axioms, it's a set of presuppositions, it's a set of ideas that people have taken on faith, and it's not something that's amenable to scientific investigation. Jordan Peterson. Additionally, Peterson has been criticized for his views on political correctness and its impact on academic freedom. He argues that universities and other institutions are becoming increasingly ideologically driven, and that this is limiting free speech and open discussion. Critics, on the other hand, argue that Peterson's views are overly simplistic and fail to acknowledge the experiences of marginalized groups. The postmodernists have invaded the universities, and what they've done is they've turned them into factories for producing social justice warriors. And these people are all focused on the idea that identity is a subjective creation. It's an attempt to undermine the fundamental categories that we use to organize our perception of the world. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson has been a vocal critic of what he sees as the excesses of political correctness in schools and universities. He argues that political correctness has become a form of authoritarianism, which seeks to impose a particular ideology on students and suppress any views that do not conform to this ideology. Peterson has been particularly critical of attempts to incorporate political correctness into the school curriculum. He argues that such attempts represent a form of indoctrination that stifles critical thinking and undermines the value of education. In his view, schools should be places where students are encouraged to think for themselves, to explore new ideas, and to engage in rigorous debate. Peterson has also been critical of attempts to teach children about transgender issues, arguing that such education can be harmful to children. He believes that children should not be encouraged to question their gender identity and that they should be allowed to develop naturally without interference from adults. While these views have been controversial and have attracted criticism from some quarters, they have also struck a chord with many people who feel that political correctness has gone too far and that schools should focus on education rather than indoctrination. Peterson's arguments have also been influential in debates about free speech and academic freedom and have helped to shape public opinion on these issues. Despite these criticisms, Many people continue to find value in Peterson's teachings, especially when it comes to personal responsibility and self-improvement. While his ideas may be controversial, they have also challenged people to think critically about important issues and to take action to improve their own lives. Jordan Peterson has achieved immense success as a best-selling author, public speaker, and professor. His book, 12 Rules for Life: An Antidote to Chaos, has sold millions of copies worldwide and has been translated into over 50 languages. He has also written several other popular books, including Maps of Meaning, The Architecture of Belief, and Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life. Peterson's lectures and speeches have been viewed by millions of people on platforms like YouTube, where he has a large following. He has spoken at universities and conferences around the world, and his ideas have resonated with many people, particularly young men. Peterson's success can be attributed to his ability to communicate complex ideas in a clear and relatable way. He has a talent for making abstract philosophical concepts accessible to a wide audience, and his willingness to engage in public debates on controversial issues has made him a popular figure. Despite facing criticism and controversy, Peterson's popularity has only continued to grow, and his influence on contemporary political and cultural discourse is undeniable. Peterson's ideas have resonated with many people around the world because he provides a unique perspective on common issues that people face in their everyday lives. His emphasis on personal responsibility and individualism has struck a chord with those who feel that society has become too focused on group identity and victimhood. Additionally, his focus on psychology and self-improvement has resonated with people who feel lost or unfulfilled in their lives. Peterson's approach to self-help is grounded in science and research, making it more accessible and credible than other popular self-help approaches. Furthermore, Peterson's views on political correctness and free speech have struck a chord with many people who feel that their freedom of expression is being stifled by societal norms and censorship. In a time where many feel that they must constantly walk on eggshells to avoid offending others, Peterson's advocacy for free speech is seen as a breath of fresh air. Overall, Peterson's ideas have resonated with people from all walks of life because he offers a unique and grounded perspective on common issues and encourages personal responsibility and self-improvement as a path towards fulfillment and success. The reason why Canada is attempting to take away Peterson's psychology license is related to his refusal to use preferred gender pronouns for transgender individuals. In 2016, the Canadian government passed Bill C-16, which added gender identity and expression to the list of prohibited grounds of discrimination under the Canadian Human Rights Act. Peterson argued that this legislation violated his freedom of speech and that he should not be compelled to use pronouns that he did not believe were accurate or appropriate. Peterson's refusal to use preferred gender pronouns has been met with significant backlash and criticism, with some accusing him of transphobia and discrimination. This controversy has led to calls for Peterson to be disciplined by his employer, the University of Toronto, and for his psychology license to be revoked by the College of Psychologists of Ontario. If Peterson's psychology license is revoked, it could have serious implications for his career as a clinical psychologist. It could also further fuel the ongoing debate around freedom of speech and the rights of transgender individuals. Many of Peterson's supporters argue that this is an issue of free speech and academic freedom, while his critics argue that his refusal to use preferred pronouns constitutes hate speech and discrimination. Ultimately, the outcome of this dispute remains to be seen. There are several reasons why some people believe it is wrong for Canada to attempt to take away Peterson's psychology license. First, Peterson has not been found guilty of any misconduct or malpractice in his professional career as a psychologist. Therefore, it seems unfair to take away his license without any solid evidence of wrongdoing. Second, Peterson is a highly respected and influential figure in the field of psychology, and many of his followers believe that he has made significant contributions to the field. Taking away his license could be seen as an attempt to silence his ideas and prevent him from continuing to share his insights with others. Third, the move to take away Peterson's license may be politically motivated, as some have criticized him for his views on gender and political correctness. It is possible that this is an attempt to punish him for his controversial opinions rather than for any actual wrongdoing. Finally, taking away Peterson's license could have serious implications for his career and livelihood. Without a psychology license, he may be unable to continue practicing as a psychologist or teaching psychology courses, which could have a significant impact on his income and professional reputation. Overall, it seems unfair and potentially harmful to attempt to take away Peterson's license without clear evidence of wrongdoing. In summary, Jordan Peterson has had a significant impact on the mental health of hundreds of thousands of men around the world through his advice on personal responsibility, meaning, and purpose. Despite controversies surrounding his views on gender, political correctness, and free speech, his ideas have resonated with many people and led to his success as a best-selling author, public speaker, and professor. However, Canada is attempting to take away his psychology license, which could have serious implications for his career and ability to continue helping people. It is important to stand up for the freedom of speech and the importance of diverse perspectives in the field of psychology. We encourage viewers to share their own experiences with Peterson's teachings and engage in constructive discussion about his ideas. Let us strive to continue learning from and improving our mental health with the help of individuals like Jordan Peterson.